just weird.
My jaw is hitting my headset.
Alright, we might lose this, just letting you know, because these guys are good. And they already won.
We didn't even play.
No.
What happened?
These guys are good, by the way.
I don't want to play them.
You don't want to play them?
You guys got a 3, a 2-7.
Just make sure you have a cold-blooded class on.
Always.
Target, I did.
They only got 2 guys that are good. 3 guys. We're gonna get the shitty guy though. How many of them? Oxy's running live. Shall we give him something to hide?
Yeah, but we're gonna get frustrated. I'm gonna mute myself now though, so don't expect call-outs, okay? Hey, GRT here, and welcome back to another video. The gameplay you are about to see is Hardcore Team Deathmatch on the map Frost, and I'm posting this for 2 reasons. 1, to show how effective my class setup is against good players, and 2, for my good friend, You're Dead Mister. He played exceptionally well against overwhelming odds. It's just him and I in a party, and we didn't know how well our team was going to perform. In fact, I even said I was going to mute myself because I know I will most likely get frustrated either due to bad teammates or I'm just playing stupid, my shots aren't hitting, some kind of excuse just because I have to say it to vent. That's how I vent. So for me, I'd much rather just mute myself and not have to worry about damaging the morale of the team, because if I start complaining, it's going to screw him up a little bit. You know, he's going to start thinking that we're just going to lose this match or whatever. You know, I'd rather not deal with that. He'd rather not deal with that. So the best thing we could do is just have me shut up, in other words. The players that we are playing against are Onyx, Unstoppable E, and Ricogonuts. These guys are exceptional players. These guys know how to play hardcore team deathmatch, hardcore anything. I played against them multiple times and kill confirmed in Black Ops 3. And our games were always close. Now, each one of these guys actually do have YouTube channels, and I will leave a link in the description below to each one of their channels. I highly recommend you guys check them out. These guys are not pushovers. These guys are really good players. So much so that I didn't think we were going to win this match. I mean, I love playing against good players, always have been. I will search out good players if I can, because I have to play against good players. I mean, that's my rush. I love playing against them, even though I get frustrated and mad sometimes. In the end, I will always say good game or write a message or something. You know, these guys are good. In fact, about an hour later, I played against Unstoppable E, and we played against him about 3 games, I believe. Unfortunately, it was just him, and his team really wasn't that good, and he ended up losing all 3 matches, but he himself actually did pretty well, considering the odds were against him. I think at my last game I had like a 1.67, and it was just him and me going at it the entire time. So it was a really good match. But like I said, these guys are not pushovers. So the class setup that is actually really effective against good players is this setup that I'm using currently. It's the MacTav 45 with Quick Draw and Silencer, and my perks are Ghost, Cold-Blooded, Hardline, Dead Silence, and Gung Ho. I do have another class setup that's kind of an alternative to this, and I just take out Hardline for Blind Eye, just in case they get their streaks. As far as my rig goes, I use Merc with his reactive armor and Man-at-Arms. He's actually the most effective rig for me. I know a lot of people like Synaptic because he's hard to shoot, but I played against a lot of clans with Merc, and I usually do fairly well with his ability. I also catch a lot of Synaptic players that like to jump high in the air, and I actually like those players. They're easier to shoot. Depending on where you're at, you got to make sure that you are actually in a position to be able to shoot them when they're in the air. So I'll let you guys in on a little secret. Anytime you see a 2KD player that uses Warfighter in the lobby before the match starts, automatically assume he's using resupply for that rig, and he will most likely be using personal radar. These players with high 2 KDs, if you watch a lot of these YouTubers, even look at the YouTubers I put down in the description, these guys love using their personal radars. You can get a 1-up on them or get the edge on them if you use cold-blooded, because they will be so focused on your other teammates that you will hopefully be able to flank them every time. Right here is the reason why I liked Mark just a little bit ago. I killed all 3 players. Mark really does have that handy ability. So going back to what I was saying, wearing cold-blooded should be a must anytime you run across any 2 KD player or higher in the lobby. Regardless of what rig he has, just wear cold-blooded, ghost, dead silence, and possibly blind eye if you choose. And always choose the best gun with your setup. Don't use my best gun. Use the best gun that you're good with, whether it's an LMG, assault rifle, whatever. Replace my gun with your gun, but keep my perks. This perk setup will be perfect playing against 2 KDs or higher, because a lot of these guys use personal radar. So make sure at least wear the perk setup that I've got. So that's pretty much it for my class setup on this video. Like I said, if you use the perk setup that I've got, then you'd probably do very, very well against these players. Just make sure you stay away from your teammates, because your teammates will show up on their personal radar and you don't want to be near them when that guy comes around the corner. So always make sure you stay clear away from your teammates, and always try to flank the enemy team. Always. Don't try to go to the middle too often unless you think you can get a couple guys before dying. Always get more kills than deaths, regardless. Like I said, stay away from your teammates. That's key to being able to not be seen on their personal radar, as long as you wear that cold-blooded setup or the rest of my perk setup that I mentioned earlier. So that's pretty much it for the gameplay and my discussion on the creative class for this particular game. And I just want to let you guys know I do actually turn down the volume quite a bit later on in this video, just because I do not, when I turned back on my mic after the match, it got a little loud, so I did end up turning it down a little bit for you. Don't forget to check out Unstoppable E, Onyx, and Ricogonuts channels. Those guys are actually really good, and they can actually bring up some useful tips on how they play as well. Anyways, this is JRT, and as always, I'll see you guys next time.
Yahoo! And them guys stayed too. Did I play good or what?
Yeah, you did. Good game, dude.
13-1, Nate. I fucked them up.
Good game, guys.
Good job. Report to command for debrief.
Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Oxy. 13-18. Ah!
I was just playing the game. When the game ended, this guy's like, "Alright, guys, I gotta go jerk off."
Pick up Nate. Pick up Nate.
Yep. He's got 2.76. The other guy's got 2.7, and the other guy's got 3.1.
3. Yeah. Ah, I feel so good, JR.
You recorded that?
Yeah, I did.
I'm sure of
Fuck
it.
you, right. Hey,
Alright, we'll pick you up, Nate.
Alright.
Two of us. We dominated their asses.
I'm inviting someone to the chat. Scott is fairly new to the game. Let's see if she's on.
JR, the only reason I died is because I killed the guy and then he hit me with his fucking nade, bro. That was the only reason I died.